welcome to my channel. Well, today it's all about polarized filters for the Mavic 2 Pro. Here's a close-up look at the box. These are probably the most professional filters on the market today in this category. Now, what I mean by this category is that these are what are called neutral density filters with a circular polarized aspect to them. So in the world of photography, if you have a circular polarized filter, you can actually turn it and adjust it for the polarization of the light that is affecting the image you're trying to get. Normally use it for still photography. A lot of people in recent years use them on drones because it does actually improve the quality of your image on a drone. This is what the included case looks like inside the box, and what Freewell has done, you just push in the center here and your box opens. Now what Freewell has done, take a look at these. Now you'll notice that they don't look like a lot of other filters on the market today. Certainly they're made of aircraft lightweight aluminum and the glass is double coated, but have a look at the little white line they stuck on the filter. That is something I've been asking for years. So when you turn these polarized filters, you'll see that the indicator line turns as well. So you can adjust this one way and do the same flight with a different filter and adjust it to exactly the same polarization so that you get the same effect. That is genius! Now another thing Freewell did that many other manufacturers missed is, well, take a look at the lens cover that comes on the Mavic 2 Pro. It is pretty difficult to remove because you can't really grip the edges. So what did Freewell do? Freewell added little grippy ridges to the sides of the filter so it goes on and off your Mavic 2 Pro with simplicity. So then putting the filter on your Mavic 2 Pro is this simple. Just make sure the Freewell logo is facing up and you'll see it's a little bit lopsided, and then push the little legs in and turn. And now when I'm flying, I can just turn this filter and adjust it for the polarization. And now we come to my test of this Freewell Bright Day filter pack for the Mavic 2 Pro. Now you have to remember that an ND filter, neutral density filter, is not designed to change the color of your image. So there's a lot of people out there on this planet who still think if they put ND filters on their drone that they're actually making their image look, oh, look at the colors, they look so good. That doesn't happen with an ND filter. But it does happen slightly with a polarized filter. So if you put a polarized ND filter, such as these, together, then you risk the chance of actually improving your image. You're not going to degrade your image, but you're going to improve it. So putting these on only makes your image better, not better, when it comes to colors and saturation and hue, because the light is a little bit different the way it's filtered with these filters. So all that said, let's get out there and fly. So when I left work today, the sun was just a-blaring. It was blue skies, but tell me, does that look like blue sky to you? You can see little patches of blue, but it's not really blue sky. So I'm out here today with my little Mavic 2 Pro, and I'm going to try out some Freewell polarized ND filters. So I was hoping to use an ND32 or an ND64, but that's not going to happen because it's not bright sun at the moment. This is cloud. So normally you'd use like an ND4, but the package of filters I have only has an ND8. Now the ND8 has a circular polarizer on it, which is what I want to try. So that's what I'm going to use in this here video. So here we go. Here we have the Mavic 2 Pro surrounded by rocks. That's about the flattest spot I could find for this thing. Now one thing you'll notice is the sun is going in and out. So this is a bit of a problem again for me. So the sun's up there. It's a bit of a problem because I want to keep the lighting the same. See how across the water over here, the sun is actually out. But there's a lot of clouds, so I'm going to have to film this with the sun and the clouds, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but we'll give it a shot. Alright, so the images look pretty good, but I know some of you are asking why I did not compare side by side no filter with an ND polarized filter so you could see the actual difference in image quality. Well, I couldn't because the light kept changing. No matter which direction I flew, the sunlight kept changing. So if I flew in one direction and filmed and then came back and took the filter off or changed it or moved the dial on the polarization a little bit and then flew again, the light was different. And when you compare the two, it's not fair because honestly, the image that receives a certain type of light will look better than another image that receives, you know, a different type of light. So I couldn't really show it side by side. So what you have to go with is when I say I used a polarized filter, whatever the ND was, I tried an ND8 and an ND64, which is kind of crazy on a cloudy day. But the Mavic 2 Pro is such an awesome camera that even with an ND64 on a really cloudy day, the image looked really good. You know, it can handle that low darkness that ND64 puts in front of the sensor. So there was no grain in the image or anything. It actually looked really good. So that's why I threw it in this here response. All in all, I've used polarized filters for years on still cameras for taking pictures. I only started using them on drones about a year ago because I always thought, who would use a polarized filter on a video camera that is moving from one angle to another, to another, to another. But the way they manufacture these little filters today to fit on your drone, they're not like massively polarized images. They set it so that it's a slight polarization, and that gives you just enough to enhance your image to make it look just a little bit better than it would look if you didn't have a polarized filter on it. So on some days, depending on which direction you're flying your drone and how you've set up your polarized circular filter, that's why it allows you to turn it, because it expects you to fly in one direction. But every time you change direction, you're changing the polarization. Some days it will just look incredibly outstanding, and other days, well, you'll see no difference. I've never experienced a polarized filter by Freewell actually making your image look worse. It either makes your image look exactly the same or it looks better, never worse. So with that said, I highly endorse these filters. These are really good filters. I really like them, especially because they have those little grippy notches on the side. That is so cool. And I like that little white marker so you can get the polarization just correct. Change your filter and put your next filter on and set it to exactly the same, or remember how you had it set. And then you know you're getting the perfect polarization of the light. So with all of that said, I'm going to put a link below to where you can get these filters on Amazon, and go check them out for yourself. See if it's something you like. All right, thanks for watching this video. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.